Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Hey, I'm Christian Cano. You're the co-host. My buttons are Moms Demand Action, Gunsmiths Legislation, Healthcare for All, Medicare for All, and also in my heart, Black Lives Matter on behalf of Joe Oldham, who's a guest of ours who passed away last year. That's it.
Hello, this is Jenny James Gunn. I am a community advocate here in Charlotte, North Carolina for LGBT women's rights with the National Organization for Women, gun sense laws with Moms Demand Action, and anything that extends equity to all. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Hey, thanks y'all for staying with us. We've actually decided to divide the show that you're watching into two parts. So you watched part one. Now we're going to kind of go into part two here. And so as we always do on our shows, let's jump directly, only because I want to hear what Gersemi has to say about these like headlines. We're going to jump directly into Barb's current events.
And this is Barb's current events.
All right, here we go. The first one. There's a study that just came out, which surprised me. The Salt Lake Tribune did a study, and it turns out the LDS voters have moved to the left faster than any group in recent years. Is that bizarre?
No.
And that doesn't mean that they are completely progressive, but of any religious group in America, the LDS voter who identifies themselves as a Mormon, they have shifted from very, very conservative more to moderate faster than any apparently any denomination in America. That's the first one. The second one is the whistleblower. They're still trying to find out. I know we touched base about this with your on one of your shows. The whistleblower. They're still trying to find out who exactly was the whistleblower of Big Titty Brian. Was it the immigrant who was being paid $25 per minute to talk dirty to him, or was it actually Trump himself who was just tired of her and who planted the story? That's what the big conversation is. The last one, which I find very, very interesting. Do you remember little Napoleon guy, the Border Patrol guy? What was his name?
Oh, Dan Bundy.
Bovino. Yeah. Okay. They forced him out of retirement. He wouldn't give up his social media accounts. They were official social media accounts, and he wouldn't give them up. And he was forced to finally turn them over after Kristi Noem left. They actually changed the passwords and everything on him because he wouldn't stop posting on the official. And his argument was, these are my followers, these are my supporters. So now he has to start all of his following all over again. So I just thought that was a funny one. So those are the three ones. Have at it, Gersemi. What are your thoughts?
I guess he was a little short on his support. Had to go there.
Yeah, I did. That's funny.
He got sent out here to California, which we didn't really want him back. Yeah. But flat out, the Republican Party has had a history of keeping dirt on everybody. They got it. They had it on Trump too.
Yeah.
The Republican Party knew the Epstein thing. I mean, because this case came in front of, Pam Bondi in Florida way before all of this happened, and she ultimately decided to pass on the case and not prosecute Epstein.
Yeah.
Probably because of some large donations too. But so in that reality, this is not shocking that they had the dirt on everybody. Like that was something that was easily sourceable. Like, most likely that immigrant probably was a bot that they sent in to.
Yeah, exactly. A Russian bot, probably.
Anyway.
Yeah. Who knows? Exactly.
It could easily be an AI bot that he was sexting to, or whatever. There's no telling. I mean, it could be a Russian bot. But long story short, there was a lot of them to have more non-governmental dirt on the Noem family. It kept, rather than address the $200 million commercial issue, where did that money really go? Which
Let's
they didn't
talk
really
about
want
this.
to have. I mean, that's ultimately why she was fired. From her job, was a $200 million debacle as it came to light. But because there's not going to be an investigation on it, the way to shut their door on her is to open the door on Funbags Brian.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it is a great way to push them. Oh, look at those perverts. We did the right thing by demoting her. We just felt like just too much problems. And then they don't have to do the pesky little investigation of why the $200 million was thrown away on a commercial that was didn't cost $200 million. There's no way it cost $200 million to make. So it's a great way of taking out the trash without having to get your hands dirty.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember what the third
LDS.
was.
The LDS becoming more.
The rank and file LDS voter or constituent, especially in Salt Lake City, is leans more left. More and more, especially the younger LDS. There's been major changes in. I mean, still a horrifically bad organization, but they are, more or less shifted more. The city of Salt Lake City is fairly progressive.
Okay.
It's very technology based. It's a technology city. It's got a lot of tech companies in it. It's shifted. I mean, I was married into an LDS family for years. And, there was probably more progressive politics in that family than there were. They're very charitable. They were very into helping other people. They were very much a believer in public assistance. They were very tender-hearted people in general. And the exposure I've had to the rank and file, I think LDS people in general have the description of being, the more what I call the Mormon nice. Is they tend to lean more progressive in the fact, maybe not with like sex and drugs or drugs and alcohol and things like that. But there is a lot of progressive idealism as far as charity, helping neighbors, helping friends, helping family. My experience with them was that even the younger people were very accepting. And so much so that and it was not an unusual trait that I saw on the deal. So no, I'm not shocked at all. In fact,
what's interesting?
The governor of Utah, vetoed that one anti-trans thing a couple of years ago. So I'm not shocked at all. Hey y'all, thanks for watching our spring shows and sticking with us. And we've got a fabulous summer lineup. I hope y'all are excited as I am. And let's enjoy our summers. Hot Girl Summer 2024. See y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye y'all. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. And support local black and brown businesses, including our sponsor, Manolo's Bakery. That has some fabulous pastries, food, king steaks, all kinds of specialty cakes, swallows, and much, much more. Some of the best food you eat in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, Manolo's Bakery, right here in East Charlotte. Thanks for watching. So we have a great fall lineup, and we encourage you to tune in to many of our fabulous shows, like our Say show, and many more things in October and November as well. Thanks for watching, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Hi, this is Urine Pascual Mateo. I am back. Spedica is back in 2026, and yes, my hiatus was sad, and it was caused by a bunch of, I know, butthurt losers, but I'm not going to say that. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to say fuck fascism, and I'm going to stand up against this shit. So please, like, subscribe, enjoy my show, and let's fight against the bullshit that we continue to go through.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching the Florida shows. They've been wildly successful. Obviously, it's a topic that you guys have enjoyed and wanted to know more of. And we like talking about the dumpster fire that used to be the state of Florida. And we'll probably talk about it some more this summer. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Hey y'all, you know you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and your favorite audio podcast platforms. You can catch your special editions of Coffee Pan Dulce, as always. And we appreciate y'all listening. And we're going to do more episodes. We're going to do some zany things in 2025. And most of all, we're going to have lots of fun, as always. Thanks for listening. And look for the new shouts. Appreciate it.
So what's interesting, I'm actually looking at the graph, and I may actually post the graph up during the show. But of all the denominations, from white evangelical, LDS, white Catholics, white mainline, other Christians, other religions, Hispanic Catholics, Jewish, agnostic, Black Protestant, and atheist, the only two that have become more progressive since 2007 are the Latter-day Saints and the atheists. Mm-hmm. All of the other denominations have inched more conservative. Those are the only two. Now, granted, it doesn't mean that there's a lot of people in those, depends on the people, because we know that over 50% of people are consider themselves, they don't go to church anymore, so we're looking at a smaller group now. So it does look like that they have shifted. And when you look at the numbers from the LDS, from 2007 and 2009, 68% of them consider themselves Republicans, 17% Democrats, and 16% other. From 2023 to 2025, that dropped to 56% Republican, 23% Democrat, and 21% other. So it did drop. It's still over 50% consider themselves Republican. So they're not completely, would consider just on some of the policies, they seem to become a little bit more progressive. So I thought that was very interesting because, it's always nice to see that one of the, even though I'm not really sure, we can debate this all day long if the LDS is what they would consider. What was it? What was this founded on? What, Joseph Smith and
and the golden tablets.
Yeah, that's another Lord of the Rings. So Hey, I got a question for you. I'm gonna really digress here. This is part 2 of the show, so probably people won't even hang on this long. Do you think, and I'm not sure if you and I've had this conversation before, do you think if aliens were to come down today, or someone from another planet, and read the Bible, that they would say to themselves, that is one crazy movie? They wouldn't think it's a religion.
Yeah.
They would think it was like a Lord of the Rings kind of,
They would think it would be fiction that people just got too caught up in it because the people are primitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Alien worlds and alien people in general, if they have the technology to go across the stars in a lifetime and have that kind of technology, would not agree with religion. He is in general. Yeah. Again, you got to look at humans, for example. Sure. The more educated you are, usually typically the less religious you are. Yes. Especially if it's in the fields of science and medicine. Yes, and stuff. Exactly. Yeah. In general, that's pretty common. A race of beings that would be able to go 100 light years away, which is trillions upon trillions of miles, to land on Earth intact, would look at religion as just a social construct based on fiction, and a deferral to a higher power that they don't understand.
So wouldn't that go into like the topic we've been talking about that now we've divided into 2 parts? How do we get here? It's because the Gen Xers, our generation, who really, I mean, think about it. The people that you and I grew up with, a lot of them really weren't, at least I speak for myself, really weren't that religious people. They were listening to they were listening to, I mean, they were listening to hair bands, heavy metal, new age, a country. This is they because I grew up in Texas. Of course, they went to church. It was like the social type of place, but they weren't really they weren't really what I would call Bible thumpers. It wasn't until around 9/11 that they all just suddenly, a lot of them, suddenly found Jeebus.
Well, yeah, because we got to a certain age too. Yes. A lot of people could go back to religious roots. Sure. Or find religious, because religion can provide a safe harbor for people that have had a lot of struggles.
Yes, in their life. Exactly. Especially disappointments. And if they've had a lot of disappointments.
And the group think of religion brings comfort. And you don't have to think for yourself. You just do as you're told.
And you don't have to be held accountable either.
Well, yeah, you got the get out of jail free card with Josh.
Yeah, because you're just, I'll pray over it. Yeah. Why did you cheat on your husband? I'm sorry, I pray for it.
Yeah, you just say I found Jesus, or do what Jimmy Swagger did, go, sin, and just cry, you fake tears and all. And you pretty much get forgiven, even for the general population. Religion kind of gives you the currency to buy. We had a lot of challenges that you didn't really come to terms with. Sure. It also gives a social construct. A church is very much like a little village, and you, if you go along with what they say and you do it, at least on paper, you're doing what you're supposed to do, including the tithing. You very much can find a group of people that is going to accept you, but at the same time, as long as you go by their rules. Now, if you do things that get you excommunicated, like especially Mormon churches are do a very controversial excommunication. And I won't go into the details of it, but it's a very cruel thing that they do. But if you toe the line, it's why there is a lot of born agains. There's a lot of, and I use my own life. There's some people I graduated high school with that I know were wild is all get up. I mean, and true story, when I went and contacted my graduating class through their private Facebook page for the class reunion back in 2018, I reached out, and then, I saw some of my friends that I graduated with posting, and I reached out to them, and some of them reached out to me because I came out as trans on that page. And some of the born agains blocked me, like they did not want anything to do with me. But if I came out in 1988, they would have been they would have been
like really allies or something.
Yeah, because they were wild and they were very liberal, very progressive.
Yeah,
and wild. Some of them were one of the wildest girls I graduated with high school with. That was very sexually active. She's a born again now, and she wants nothing with me. She blocked me immediately, and it was wild. She said 2 words to me, and then just poof. She didn't want anything to do with me. And maybe it's because I had the receipts and I knew what kind of, how she was in high school.
You had
she did a lot of the porn.
Is it possible because you had the Big Titty Brian receipts on her husband?
Oh, I wish I had that. But I think our generation too, because we were used to the old ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why we got here too. Is in the sequel to the first show.
Sure.
The why we got here is because we have the older generations that are now voting, the baby boomers and the Generation X, which is really just a subchapter of the baby boomers. Yeah. The reason we became more conservative as we got older is because we could do so many more things behind closed doors back in our day. There was no camera phones. There was no evidence. You could be buck-ass wild.
You could play putt-putt drunk. You could play putt-putt drunk and not be on camera.
Yeah.
So,
And now every business has cameras in it. Everybody's got a camera on their phone. The fact that there's portable phones that didn't even exist back in that day, other than maybe solid-state car phones or something. Yeah. We didn't grow up in an era where we had any technology that would hold us accountable.
Exactly.
There was no, sex clubs were completely offline. They were completely, you just went to certain parties and
you went to New Orleans or Key West or, or any big city, I guess,
any good small Baptist cities. Does, which is go one time over and you can drink and fornicate as much as you want.
Yeah.
But with technology, you can't. Yeah. Very consistently.
So hey, listen, if you like what you hear from Gersemi, she does have a show that comes on every Wednesday at 11:30. It's called Two Queers in a Truck. It drops on all your favorite audio and video podcast platforms. Also, don't forget to join Gersemi show that is back. He's back. Saying what he believes. He ain't gonna lie. That's his tagline. His show drops every Thursday at 11:30s. And then the Tony Foreman show will be back one day. We hope to get him back on the rotation, and his shows drop every Wednesday. But he's got some other shows you can watch from the past. Gersemi has a whole catalog of shows. She's got 6 seasons. She's in her 7th season. So, in our show here, you've got 8 more seasons. This is our 9th season. So we'll be back on Coffee and Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey, thanks for listening to us as always on Coffee and Pan Dulce. And just to let you know, we're on all the audio podcast platforms. So working out or whatever, you can just listen to us. Or if you want to see our bright, shiny faces, we're on YouTube and Facebook. You can even be fans and you can comment on our shows on the Facebook platform and drown out people who don't actually listen to the show but like to play us. But anyway, we appreciate y'all and very much, and keep on listening so that Christian and I are just not sitting here talking to ourselves. Have a great year.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our Coffee and Pan Dulce show every week. Don't forget you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee and Pan Dulce. We'll dance out.
Hey, y'all. Thanks as always for listening to Coffee Pan Dulce. And guess what? As part of our Cannis Media family of shows, we have a sister show that's been running alongside the Coffee Show for 6 years, 6 seasons. And it's Two Queers in a Truck. And in fact, we've been on air, as it says right behind Kristen, as we record this, in case you're watching the video version of this. It's exciting. It's a little different. It comes more from, obviously, the queer perspective, because it's Two Queers in a Truck. And we invite you to listen to it. You don't have to be queer to listen. And I promise it most likely will not give you scabies. I can't 100% verify that, but it's just a medical rumor started by me, actually. But anyway, come out and check us out on our sister show, Two Queers in a Truck, and all the exciting 2025 news shows on the Cannis Media family. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Up next is Two Queers in a Truck with Jenny and Christian. And hope you guys tune in. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to join the Cannis Media shows and keep an eye out for that new show called Circuit Queen. If you don't know what a Circuit Queen is, watch the show. Do you know what a Circuit Queen is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just,
You muted yourself.
That was probably a good thing. All right. So anyway, watch the new show. Hopefully on the first episode, we'll be talking about the Purple Party in Dallas, the Purple Foundation, that has been raising money for the LGBTQ plus community for almost 2 decades, at least, or maybe even 3 decades. I forgot how long. It's one of the last all nonprofit events that occur around the country, I believe around the world. So it's called the Purple Party Foundation, and their big Purple Party celebration is in Dallas the first weekend of May. All right. So I want to end on talking about how did we get here? So I truly believe if you're a Gen Xer, as I am, and as you are, we had the possibility, and some of us, I think, still are living that world and living that truth and living ourselves.
Sure.
We had the possibility of being a unique generation that could have enjoyed the best of both worlds. Yeah. We grew up in a time with our grandparents who told us stories about the wars. We grew up without cell phones. We grew up without mainly computers for much of our young life. We grew up with pagers, fax machines, typewriters, all the things that we grew up with. We grew up with gas that was under $1. I don't know if you remember gas under $1 at one time.
Oh, in high school.
So we grew up with all of that.
70 cents.
Yeah. Plus, we grew up with technology as well. So we had the ability, and we still have the ability, to say we are one of the few generations that could have enjoyed both worlds. You know what I mean?
Well, we did.
Yes. And some of us are embracing, like, I love the fact that I grew up in, I don't want to go back to the 80s, but I enjoyed being in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Here's the problem, and this is the problem with MAGAs in general and Christians in general. They enjoyed the benefits so much so. You can look at the Trump that operated in anonymity as a world-class criminal for a long time. They didn't learn the lessons and the accountability that comes with the technology. We didn't learn the lessons from the World War II generation, obviously, because we embraced full frontal fascism.
Good point. Yeah.
We didn't learn the lessons.
Yeah.
But we also didn't learn how to hold people accountable. In fact, the thing with the MAGA movement is they object to being held accountable themselves.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form does a conservative ever want to be held accountable, ever. They want to be able to do the tyranny that they want to do and restrict society as much as possible to empower themselves.
Yep.
We didn't learn how to say no to that. We embraced it. We watched George W. Bush literally steal the 2000 election in front of we stole it in plain sight with the Hanging Chad scandal. We watched Trump in 2016 verbally abuse his female opponent to the point to where we were completely unsympathetic to her plight. Generation X is a generation of predominantly cowards, and especially
I would agree
baby
with that.
boomers.
I would agree
They
with
did
that.
not learn from their World War II parents and grandparents
Yes.
what it takes to stand up to Hitler and say no.
You know what? We may have to change the title of this story, of this two-part, to Generation X, the generation of cowards, how we got here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when good people turn their head and let atrocities happen, that is cowardice. When you don't step up and defend your neighbor when you know what's happening to them is wrong. Even the biggest bigot in the world knows what they're doing is wrong. To watch people bully other people for political reasons is disgusting. And it's how somebody like Mussolini, Hitler, et cetera, come to power. Putin, Trump, these despots rely on people not fighting back. And it's why Trump was so distraught in 2020 when he lost. That he got held accountable for the first time in his life.
Yeah.
And got a humiliating defeat, so much so that he rigged the game to make sure he wouldn't lose in 4 years.
So much so that he threw a temper tantrum for like 4 years.
Well, yeah,
and still today.
Court cases did he get thrown out?
Exactly.
You know, his reaction proves my point. And how we got here is supreme cowardice.
Excellent.
On the American people's fault across the board. Nobody should support the crap that he's pulled.
But led by the Gen Xers.
And baby boomers. I mean, the two generations
that
are the most powerful, that have the most wealth, have the most control over our society,
so
that should be holding a line against despots and dictators. They're the ones feeding him.
So here's the good news. So we're going to end the show. We're going to end both parts. I want to thank everyone who's hung on this long. And Gersemi, this has been a really good show. We haven't talked like this in a long time. So thank you for I mean thank you for turning these two parts into some really good content. I mean, if you've stayed with us, I hope you've gotten something out of it. You know, I do consider our shows to be the resistance. So we hope we're doing our part in our small little part in our little bootleg shows to be the resistance of what's currently going on. But once again, if you like what you hear from Gersemi, she does have a show that comes on every Wednesday at 11:30. Join her, watch her shows. They're really, really good shows. I know I sit and watch them kind of in the background as I'm producing those. It's called Two Queers in a Truck. They drop every Wednesday at 11:30. And then also don't forget to join from a younger perspective, a young Afro-Latino perspective, Esperake. Urense show drops every Thursday. And then, of course, Tony Foreman's show, another Afro-Latino who's you can watch some of his shows, and he'll be back with us here in the rotation very soon. And all of the shows, especially watch the new one, Circuit Queen. I'm so excited about that show, Gersemi. I think because I have always wanted to be a circuit queen. I never had the body. I never had the money. I never had those kind of things. So this is probably a vanity project, the Circuit Queen. So we do hope that you would enjoy some of the insight into not only what it takes to put on one of these wonderful event parties. They're kind of like EDM festivals for the LGBT community. So, don't forget to join that show. So we want to thank everyone. And I also want to thank the video audience of ours who have been watching us. My hair has no product in it. It's a little fuzzy. Needs to be cut a little bit. I apologize. I went over a week without a haircut, so I want to apologize. And if you want to know why I'm moving like this, I don't know if anyone's noticed this. I bought this little machine that goes under your desk, and your feet go like this. Because, we record all these shows bi-weekly on Wednesdays, and I'm sitting down for at least 10, 12 hours a day. So I needed something to get my legs circulating, and it was easier to get this machine than get my butt up and walk around the neighborhood.
Recording day is a long time because we record 2
That's
weeks
right.
worth of shows for 2 shows.
Exactly.
You and I, and then you go on to record more shows later.
Yep. Yeah.
And I go on to moving around and
Yeah.
doing my other stuff.
It's so.
But I know just sitting here in Pacific time, sitting here from 6 to 9 in the morning.
Yeah. It's
after I'm done, I'm ready to run around the house a little bit or something like.
Yeah, but the difference is, and when you see Gersemi and I actually in person, she has some cushion. I don't. So I'm thick. I need all the exercise equipment necessary to keep my circulation going. So anywho, hey, so all right, we're gonna end the show. I want to thank everyone. So the next time you see us will be probably the 3rd episode in April. We do hope you will continue to join us, and we'll see you next week on Coffee Pan Dulce. Bye, y'all.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching Coffee Pan Dulce, and as always, it is springtime, it is getting a little warmer, weather is getting a little bit less predictable. Obviously, thunderstorms are a major factor in some parts of the country. Yeah. Be aware of your circumstances and your surroundings, and it's the spring season, so start getting into the habit of sunblock, and pacing yourself, drink lots of water, and because we're that much closer to summer. So
that's right. Have
a great spring. If you are on spring break, enjoy that. And we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for listening to Coffee Pan Dulce. And one of our big things is that if you missed any of our other shows, we are on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple for the most part. And a bunch of other audio podcast platforms. So if you've missed us, come back. The water's fine. Dip on in. It's 85 degrees here in my imagination. But anyway, we have 332 episodes in the tank. You can pull up any of them. And most of all, we have fresh ones dropping most weeks. And we got 3 more shows coming. Be excited. But as always, thanks for listening to Coffee Pan Dulce. And look forward to the 2025 season. Thanks, y'all.
Hiya.
Hi, everybody. This is Yorense from the LatinX Show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA. Go to your nearest homeless shelter. Go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities, by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is 1, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out others. 2, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And 3, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people died to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who restored normity, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps and stop this madness. This is Yorense again from LatinX, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.
Next up, thanks for watching Coffee Pan Dulce. Next up is 2 Queers and a Truck. Stay tuned.
Coffee Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee Pan Dulce.
Sounds great.
You sounded like a telenova. I mean,
I'm trying to. All I have to say is go. Yes.
As a non-Spanish speaker.
There we go. Okay, we'll just talk very briefly for about 4 minutes about how did we get her. Like maybe like social media.
Yeah.
You want to talk? Okay. All right.
We can.
I'm just going to ask one question about about the voting suppression, just to hear. I'm going to kind of surprise you with this question. You ready? All right, here we go. This is really a good topic, Gersemi. So I'm just going to divide this into 2 shows because we've already gone like way over. It'll be like part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we're going to come back. All right, Gersemi, we're just going to close it. Like I said, I'm going to cut this into 2 segments, 30-minute segments. All right. All right.
And this is the Jenny Award.
And this is the Pendejo Chronicles. Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.